looked like it took about 2 seconds for things to get lively in practice today. How would you describe the first practice in pads?
Yeah, I think we're all in pads finally. Offensive and defensive line especially has been anticipating this moment. It's still the start of camp, so I think guys are out there really competing. Everybody's body feels really good right now. And yeah, you kind of expect that, especially with a team that looking to compete this year and make some things happen.
Compare, reflect back to last year. What's the biggest difference in your second training camp for you and just having your feet on the ground and having an approach that you feel comfortable with?
Yeah, I think the speed in which I can just paint the picture in my head and have an understanding of my order of operations before I even get to the line of scrimmage has been night and day compared to last year. Feel a lot more just feel a lot of comfort and command of the offense as a whole, and it's nice to be able to play fast without having to hesitate at all.
When you reflected on your season last year, what was the biggest thing that they wanted you to work on in this off season and then obviously into training camp? Like, where's the biggest area for you?
Yeah, I think just being able to work on the IQ of playing in this league, being able to you can't learn enough. There's a million options on every single play, so being able to just hone in, lock in, understand the game at a better pace, and being able to obviously continue to get better at throwing year in and year out. I think that and then to be in the NFL, you got to be a dynamic thrower. So continuing to hone in on that skill as well. Those were the two things I kind of focused on, as well as just continuing to maintain all my athletic abilities as well.
What is the quarterback room like now with Caleb and you and some of the other?
It's great. Yeah, I love them. Everybody's got a really good personality. Everybody shows up ready to work, which is really the only thing that I care about. Just like being around people that work hard, and everybody in that QB room is kind of under the same understanding of just being locked in when we need to be locked in. Throw a joke in when there's time for it. But other than that, just a lot of good dudes in there, a lot of good personalities, and just working hard. So I love it so far.
What do you like about Shane Waldron's offense so far?
I like the way that he installs. I like the way that he teaches all the concepts and run scheme, the dynamic that him and Flus and all the coaches on the offensive staff have. It's been a good flow. I feel like when I'm going back to look over plays that we installed, I'm more just looking over it rather than needing to kind of learn it again and learn the rules based on the play. So it's been pretty fluent, and we've been able to put a lot of good stuff in. So looking forward to see how it progresses, and so far it's been great.
Is it easier to learn? I know it's a new offense, but is it easier to learn this one since you've been in the league for a year than last year when you're coming in fresh from Division II trying to learn the offense?
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think anybody is inventing really new plays anymore. It's a lot of people running the same things. So with just understanding rules with certain run schemes and pass games, you can kind of just paint the picture and kind of compare it to things that we did last year and try to kind of tag team the two. So it's been a lot more fluent this year than it was last year.
Received a lot of praise for being a good teacher. You just referenced it. Well, what is it about him as a teacher that connects with you as a quarterback?
Yeah, I think he does a great job of understanding what the player is feeling in the plays. He's coached everywhere. He's taught all these concepts before. So maybe just the on paper answer that another coach will give, he can give real life examples of, hey, this actually doesn't work in this look, so this is how we're going to do this, and to make it easier for you guys so that you guys can play fast. Because at the end of the day, right or wrong, as long as we're playing fast with no hesitation, you give yourself a better chance. So I think he does a good job of being able to be in the player's head and understand that what they're thinking on different plays.
From your NFL quarterback's perspective, what is the biggest indicator that Caleb is not a typical rookie and is ready for this? What's the most real indicator that tells you, that he's ready for this moment?
I think just the overwhelming physical capabilities and just the overall, just the things that he can do off schedule. In the NFL, even if you're a 10-year vet, a lot of plays can go south pretty quickly. So being able to, not hesitate, continue to just react and play the play longer than the other team, I think he does a really good job of that. And I think there's a lot of plays that could be made in this offense, especially with the capabilities that he has outside of the pocket and off schedule.
How is training camp been going for you right now? How do you rate your own performance so far?
I think that everything has been smooth so far. threw my first pick today. That's never fun, but it's always, it's great to be able to see what works and what doesn't work with different coverages and concepts that we're installing. Feel a lot head and shoulders better than I did last year at this time, and certainly excited to get these preseason games underway. And see what, not just what the ones can do, but see what the depth of this offense could be.
What do you think of the skill talent that you have this year if you, at some point during the season, get a chance to operate that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could go wrong no matter who you throw the ball to, which is unbelievable. And I think it's similar on the defensive side. I think when we're in 7-on-7, you look on the field and everybody's got the potential to be an all-pro, in my opinion. So it's a lot of fun, a lot more. Lot more options than last year, and just a lot of guys running around the field, running fast, and with a lot of skill, just like you said.
You got the chance to work with Tyler Scott both last year and now with the twos this year. Where have you seen him develop as a year 2 wide receiver?
Yeah, I think he's fast. I think everybody knows that. So with him, he's just more comfortable in an offense. Like I said, there's a lot of similarities between the offenses. So even though it's a new OC, he's able to show his speed more so now that he's not playing with hesitation. I think that being able to play with no hesitation is just even if you haven't gotten any better physically, you'll look like you got better physically. So I think he's just a lot more comfortable in the offense. He's not thinking as much, and you're able to kind of see how dynamic he could be.
How closely did you follow Caleb's career and pay attention to the lead up of the anticipation that the Bears were going to pick him? And what was that first encounter or meeting him for the first time like amidst all the crazy rumors that swirled about his personality?
Yeah, I didn't know much of what the media was saying about him. I didn't really pay too much attention to that. I knew he had won the Heisman at USC. Obviously, super talented player. And then once we took him, just was excited to meet him. And then upon meeting him, whatever the media had to say about him has been completely false. He's been a great dude in the locker room. Personality's great, and he's been working hard. So those are really the only things I care about, and it's been great so far.
Tyson, what was your experience with Justin like, and now not having him leave?
Say that again.
What was your experience with Justin Fields when you guys were teammates, and your thoughts on him not being here anymore?
Yeah, I love Justin. He was great to me the whole year. Definitely kind of showed me the ropes with how to operate an NFL offense. And yeah, sad to see him go, but excited to see what he'll be able to do for the remainder of his career.
Did you kind of worry that the Bears would go out and bring in an established veteran to compete with you? It seems like, and were you just happy like, hey, they must have some serious confidence in me after year 1?
Say that first part again.
Were you thinking that the Bears might go out and get a real established veteran quarterback
Okay.
versus they basically put a ton of confidence in you?
Yeah, I didn't really think too much about it. I was too busy grinding my absolute face off in the off season. But whatever they were gonna do, that's completely up to them. I can't control that. But yeah, I was just excited to come back. Whoever was gonna be in the QB room was gonna be in the QB room. Nothing was gonna change on my end though. But yeah, like you said, it feels good to know that they have some, that they have confidence in me, and that that they like what I was able to do last year, and hopefully they're being able to see the strides that I've made in the off season and going into year 2.
What was the hardest grinding your face off thing that you did?
June 19th, shout out to my one of my best friends, Derek Gallagher, 1 mile burpee broad jump. Hour and 7 minutes. Let's go.
Is that for a mile?
Burpee broad jump. Burpee broad jump. 1 mile.
How many calories do you burn out?
I don't know. I ate a lot after that. It was nice.
What would you eat afterwards? Where'd you go after that?
I went to Betty's. Shout out to Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Went to Betty's restaurant. It was got the what did I get? I think I just got 6 eggs and bacon with some toast. It was good.
Where does that drive come from?
Yeah, I think that, there's been a lot of people in my life that have been stationed in my life along the way. My dad obviously introduced me to just kind of what it was to, work hard. And then, my buddy Derek, who I just mentioned, it's always just trying to, I might not be getting better necessarily at football when I'm doing a workout like that. However, just the mental edge that it gives me, finding out, what I can endure versus what the next man can endure, in a sense, gives me a little mental edge when I show up to things like this and people start complaining about our schedule. I can kind of have somewhere in the back of my head that I've done things far worse than this. that I can handle really kind of anything that's thrown at me and be able to just keep the main thing, let it flow off the shoulders and just kind of, react to what happens next. So
Was that around a track or were you just going down the street?
no, we were going down the street. Yeah, it was on the street.
What's the starting point and ending point?
Starting point was his backyard. Went a half mile to the river, touched the river, half mile back.
It
came up?
looks like people on the streets watching you guys.
Oh yeah, it's always we always some funny. There's always some people looking at us funny, but that's it. That makes it even better.
Whose idea was this?
It was his. It was his birthday workout. Every year he chooses a ridiculous workout to do on his birthday.
Is this the first one you've done with him, or have you,
No. This is the fourth.
okay, what other stupid things?
Oh man. Well, last year it was birthday 5K, 1,000 meter burpee broad jump, 1,000 meter row, 1,000 meter backward sled drag, 1,000 meter sandbag run, 1,000 meter backwards run.
Tyson, you think you hit the bow and arrow a few times on the field there. Is that something that you incorporated this offseason, or did you do that last year?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I think I did it once in the spring, and then it was kind of just felt nice. It doesn't take a whole lot, and everybody kind of has an understanding of kind of what that means. Just through a good pass. I like to get excited. All I really think about is football. So when I'm able to go out there and make plays, like to kind of just bask in it and be able to celebrate a little bit.
Tyson, so much of the QB2 role in the NFL is being able to be a resource to the starter. What are the realistic ways you can be helpful to Caleb, understanding that you're still kind of learning a lot of stuff yourself in year two?
Yeah, I remember, vividly last year, Nate and Justin and, Getsy and everybody just kind of really going back and forth on ideas and things they've done. And I would kind of sit there and just wonder, like, man, am I ever going to be able to engage and help out in these conversations? And it's been a huge weight lifted off my shoulders when just coming in this year and just basing things off of my experience last year, being able to bounce ideas off of Rip, off of Shane. It's been great. So I feel like I've made a lot of progress in that as being just a resource and somebody that can help out with just things that I've seen or that I've had to experience in playing time. So I'm, like I said, I want the Bears to win the Super Bowl. So being that resource, is if it's what I need to do, then I'll do it to the best of my ability. So just really good to see where I'm at in that kind of that mind frame right there.
Other than the crazy workouts, what was it like to just spend some time at home after the craziness of your first season?
Yeah, it was wonderful. Got a nice spot in my hometown with a little apartment downstairs, 4 bedrooms upstairs. So I live with my family. So I'm the oldest of 4. So I love my family more than anything in the whole world. So just being able to hang out with my little sisters, be able to hang out with my little brother, and having my mom and dad right upstairs was just, it was great. And I got to spend a lot of quality time. Got to spend a lot of quality time with friends. And, it was absolutely wonderful.
You didn't want to get your own place?
No, nah. I get all sappy and stuff. I always think about when's the last time I'm gonna sleep in the same house as my siblings? Because once I move out, then it's like it's a wrap. So be able to just try to stretch that out as long as I can before it gets too weird. Before I'm like 34 or something like that. So, yeah, not yet, but that in the next year or two, maybe that'd be something that happens. So it's all been great.
You guys gotta get bunk beds, man.
Yeah, I had bunk beds till I got to college. Shout out to my little brother.
Thank you.
How's everyone doing?
How are you looking at the competition to be the starting center, Ryan?
It's good. Me and Coleman, we're battling out. Coleman's a great guy, great teammate. Doing OTAs, we really got to form a bond. I help him, he helps me. Iron sharpens iron, so it's going great right now.
We asked Kevin the other day about a leader emerging in the room, and he said you. Have you, has that been a conscious decision to take that on to be vocal in the offensive line room?
Yes, I've had conversations with the big man upstairs and my O-line coach, and I'm stepping in that role, being one of the older guys in the room. I'm trying to be more vocal. It's a newer role for me, but I'm embracing it wholeheartedly, and so far I think it's going really well.
You just kind of maybe see a void then, because it doesn't sound like it's completely natural for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of young guys in the room right now. I think right now in year 6, I'm I think maybe the 4th or 3rd oldest in the room. You know, I came from Buffalo. We had people year 12, year 13, year 10. And so we're a young group, and right now we're developing real well. And like I said, I'm stepping in that role and embracing the leadership aspect of it.
What does that responsibility mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, these guys are my brothers. You know, I only got here a couple months ago, but from OTAs to now, to the first day of pads, right now we're forming that bond, and it's only going to get stronger as the season goes on.
What are you doing to kind of push yourself into that leadership role?
Just being me. I'm not really, you know, pushing any sort of way or agenda. I'm trying to just be me and, you know, show them who I am. You know, being, like I said, I got here a couple months ago. I'm just trying to be myself. And right now they've embraced me 100%.
Ryan Poles has obviously been wanting you on this team for a while. He tried to get you once and then got you this time around. What is it like to be, or how does it feel to be wanted by this organization and Ryan Poles specifically?
So it was really nice. I remember the first time I got traded, I was a rookie in Philly, and I didn't know what to think of it. I thought it was a bad thing. Second time around, I view it as a good thing. You know, I signed a contract here 2 years ago. Didn't quite happen the way they wanted to. You know, Bills matched the contract. I was there for the past 2 years. They tried to trade for me within those 2 years, and they finally got me on the third try. And you know, I'm happy they did. I think I fit well in this offense. I love the team. I love everybody so far, and you know, I couldn't have been in a better spot.
Why do you think Ryan wanted you here so badly?
I can go on and on. You know.
Feel free.
No, I think I fit well in this offense. Wide zone team. You know, I'm athletic. One of my biggest attributes is my feet. And you know, as like I said, today was first day of pads, and got the hit, and I feel like this offense, you know, it does well for me, and I think I do well for the offense, and I can just try to put my best foot forward every day and just try to embrace it.
How would you describe the difference between you and Coleman's playing styles?
We're very similar. You know, we're both lighter guys. We're not 320, 330 pounds. We both can move really well. We play really similar. We come from the same coach in the past. He had in LA, I had in Buffalo. So we've been coached and taught the same things prior to being here. And so we have the same mindset, the way we think, the way we move. It's all very similar.
Which coach was that?
Aaron Cromer. And then last year he had Ryan Wendell, who I was with for 4 years in Buffalo. Go ahead.
The mental side of being in a competition like that. Do you try not to stress if you make one little mistake? I'm assuming you've gone through the past. Do you lean on that a little bit?
Honestly, I wake up every day and, excuse my language, I just say, F it. Whatever happens, happens. You can't worry about making a mistake. You can't worry about stepping on eggshells. You got to go. And that's just kind of what I'm doing.
Kind of to that end, what is it about football players, especially offensive linemen, where guys who are competing against each other help each other, almost root for each other? Sometimes you see veteran guys do everything they can to help rookies eventually take their jobs. I mean, what is it about that mindset of offensive linemen that they compete, but yet it doesn't become personal?
We're just a bunch of big babies. We're big children. That's all we are. And so, you know, we all love each other in the room. You know, times like during training camp is when you build that chemistry, that shared suffrage. And this time of year is when we really grow that chemistry and we really help each other. And everybody's rooting for everybody. Nobody is, you know, everyone's trying to obviously win the job at the end of the day, but we're all trying to make each other better.
It almost defies human nature in a way. Is it a learned thing, or is that just the way it is? You know,
It's just the way it is. That's the business. And if you're one of those guys that just, and we have none of the guys here. None of the guys here are like, no, there's no me guys. It's all team guys that we have here, and that's what I love about especially the O-line and the offense, and really the whole team. Everybody lifts each other up.
Ryan, you spent 5 years in Buffalo watching. You've seen Josh grow into what he is. From that standpoint, what do you see in Caleb that tells you that he can kind of follow a similar trajectory to maximize his potential?
I think that jump from OTAs to now, I think there was just a huge step forward for him, being vocal, doing a great job with his cadence, getting everybody on the same page, the play calls, because it's a lot different than what he was doing in college. And he's embracing it wholeheartedly, and he's kicking ass. He really is.
You obviously bring some positional versatility to the table. Has the team talked about moving you around the interior at all, or are you just solely focused on center?
Right now, I'm solely focused on center, but you know, you never know. I've been thrown in at either guard doing a walkthrough. you never know what happens during a game. You can get thrown in there in a pinch, and I'm ready. I know the interior three. I'm trying to create I have a master understanding of this offense, and every day I'm getting better and better of knowing everything. But yes, I have to be ready at all times to switch position in a pinch.
Have you given any consideration to the option that you have this year to wear a padded helmet in games?
No, I'm not doing that.
Do you dislike wearing it in practice, or?
I mean, it's just not the most comfortable thing. Obviously, there's the safety aspect of, I'm sure some of the players during the league, they might choose to wear it, they might not. But during practice and this time of year, during training camp, I think it's not a bad thing to wear during this time of year. But during the season, during a game, they look kind of silly. But also, I just think it's another thing to think about, which I don't want, especially as a center, because I'm always thinking. But of course, the safety aspect is there for during times like this, during practice and training camp. I'm all for wearing it. Got to protect the noggin. But during the games, I probably won't wear one.
Do a lot of guys think it looks silly?
I'm pretty sure that's the general consensus. But safety.
Right, how important do you feel is Caleb to have a comfort zone settling with one guy at center in terms of finding that rhythm and that familiarity, being ready when the regular season starts, or is that overplayed in your mind?
I'm sure it plays a role. I wouldn't think too much into it, to be honest, because me and Coleman both, me and Coleman both played some ball. We know what we can do, what we can't do, especially with a young guy back there, quarterback, and we try to take some of the pressure off of him, just kind of trying to handling stuff up front by ourselves, and just honestly just making him try to feel as comfortable as possible, because I know he's got a hell of a lot of stuff on his plate.
The skirmish today, and Caleb sticking his nose in there with DeMarcus, is that?
That's my quarterback.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that. I love that mentality. He's got to be smarter though, because you can't have that. God forbid anything happens. But I love, he stepped in there and he got in the middle of it. That's who he is. He's a chippy guy. He wants to get in there. He wants to compete. Yeah, I love him so far.
How have you enjoyed the soundtrack of DeMarcus Walker at practice?
He likes to talk, but he's a great teammate. DeMarcus, he makes us better. During games, we're gonna have that talk during games. I'm gonna play some D linemen who won't close their mouth necessarily. It's only gonna make us better, and I love the way he competes.
Ryan, how have you seen Caleb's leadership style start to take hold now that he's been here a couple months?
I don't think it's necessarily changed, but he's doing a great job of being in the role he's in, being the starting quarterback of the 2024 Chicago Bears. He is a very personal person. We get in the huddle, he gets a big smile on his face, like, "What's up, boys? How we doing? Doing good today? Let's rock and roll." So I love seeing that coming in the huddle, and he's doing a fantastic job so far.
You're obviously new, but 4 of the 5 starters on the line are back. Can you feel that cohesion among those guys who are coming back from last year?
Yeah, even me being one of the new guys, I think that time doing OTAs, and like I said, this time now, it's very important that we grow that chemistry and we grow that cohesion. And I think right now, like I said, the minute I got here, they've embraced me for who I am and my personality, and me stepping in that role of being a leader, and they've embraced me as one of their own, and we're all starting to cohese. Everybody's starting to. You see the line starting to form, whether it's me or Coleman, and nobody skips a beat. And I'm excited to see how things are going to go.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys.
How's the first day of pads for you?
It's great. It's always fun setting the pads on that first, coming out and playing some real football again. It's been a while since we've all played, with pads on, so it's always fun getting out there and hitting.
Felt good intensity out there today?
Yeah, no, a lot of good energy today. The guys were moving, and people are always excited for that first day of pads. So it's a fun day to go out there and play some ball.
Lewis has talked about how the offensive operation has been better since you guys got back, but today was a little shaky. What was the difference today with the false start issues?
I couldn't tell you. It's just, we just got to go out there and we got to lock in every play, and that's the goal of every practice, right? I mean, it's not always going to be perfect, but we strive for perfection. So that's what our mindset is.
What's it been like competing for the job and alternating? Maybe you go with the first team one day and then the next day you don't. What's that been like for you?
To be honest, it's just practice again. You know, you just go out there and just do the best that I can. You know, I'm just striving to be the best version of the best player I can be, and that's my goal.
What have you noticed about how Caleb keeps progressing through running this offense?
I mean, he's, as you just said, he keeps progressing. He's getting better every day, and that's evident in terms of whether it's just the rundowns or just his talent just throwing the football. So it's been fun to watch and fun to be a part of.
When there's false starts like that, and it's happening most of the practice, what is Caleb like after? Is he encouraging guys, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, we're always, we always try to stay positive. Never want to put your teammate down. The goal is just to move on, next play mentality. Let's go get it. We'll be good.
What have the coaches told you they're looking for in this center competition? Is there a few things that they're harping on, saying like, this is what's gonna get you the job?
Really, like I said earlier, I'm focusing on being the best player that I can be. That's my goal, and I've been in a lot of competitions in the NFL, and the goal is just to go out there and compete against yourself. Is be the best player you can be, and whatever happens, happens. You can't harp on it.
Have you learned to handle it better going through all those competitions? As you said?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's something that most NFL players go through. It's always a competition. You got to earn your spot every time you step on that field. So it's just a certain mindset you got to go out there with, and that's just the way it is.
What's it like going against Andrew Billings when he does that loud verbal move right before the snap? So what is that like for you as a center?
Bill's probably the best in the league at it. I've played some good amount, and I haven't heard anything like that before. So he does. He's very emphatic with it. For us, we just got to key into Caleb's voice. They're different. They don't sound the same. It's just one startles you more than the other. So we gotta lock into Caleb's voice and expect it from the defense. Know the look, know when they want to get to it, and that starts coming as the more we practice, and the more we progress as an offense.
When he does that, what's the balance of, it's kind of probably a little bit annoying, but it's also, I imagine, prepping you for what's to come?
100%. It's only getting us better, obviously. It's an abrupt sound, and it's something we got to lock into because we're going to play away, and there's going to be some loud noises all the time. So it's something we got to focus on and just lock in and just listen for Caleb's voice.
What was your first impression of Javon in pass today?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's long. He plays hard. He plays for the whistle. He's the type of guy who's never gives up. So you gotta really finish your block every time when you go against him. So it's fun to block him.
What have you learned about Ryan Bates through this process?
Bates is a great player. We're in there together every day. We both come in at the same time, and we're helping each other out because that only helps the team out. So we go in here and we're teammates. So every day we're in here learning together, and we're working together, and we're just striving to be the best we can be.
What was appealing for you coming to Chicago?
Excitement. I was a big Brian Urlacher fan growing up, and just the culture of the Bears. It's always been big. So I was very excited to get here and play for such a historic team. It's been very exciting.
It's only been a couple months, but do you have a sense of what kind of leader Caleb's going to be, both in the huddle and off the field?
Yeah, he's as we're working through every day, he's becoming more and more of a leader. And just he's getting all the guys in the right spot and getting the alerts right and everything. So it's just kind of something that progresses day to day once the offense gets working together.
Describe his leadership style. He said it was something that he would try to work on. He'd listen first and then kind of take it.
Sure. Obviously he leads by example because he has all this talent and stuff like that. But I think his voice has grown too. Just getting out there day to day, and just the more confidence we have as a team, the more confidence he has as in the leader.
As Shane installs the offense, is there anything that you can lean on from your time together in Los Angeles that's maybe helpful, or are there any similarities, I guess, between that?
Yeah, I guess the way I like to describe it is it's kind of like I don't have to learn a complete new language. It's something like I know a lot of the verbiage, I know a lot of the scheme, so it's helped me out. Obviously, there's going to be a little differences here and there, which you just got to pick up on and key. But it's something that I'm familiar with, and that I keep learning as we go along with all the new differences.
How have you seen him grow from passing game coordinator to now offensive coordinator?
Yeah, he clearly he did a great job in Seattle, and obviously super excited to be back with him. And he's done some great things, and we're very excited to get going.
Based on your experience in the league, is there anything about Caleb, and perhaps there's not, that this early, that you've seen that tells you or indicates that he's more than just a rookie? That he'll be able to hit the ground running with this offense as opposed to other rookie quarterbacks. Anything?
Yeah, his poise has been great. He comes in here willing to learn, willing to work with the guys. So that's all you can ask for. It's just a guy who's comes in and is ready to roll and ready to work, and he's done a great job of that.
And by poise, what's a good illustration of that, or what?
It's it's not easy to be a rookie quarterback. I don't know. I've never been one, but it just the way he comes in here and, you know, he's got confidence in the huddle. He's got confidence in his abilities, and you know, you can't play without confidence, and he does a great job of that. And then we feed off of it, which is the biggest thing.
You like seeing your quarterback jaw with guys on defense like Caleb did a little bit today?
Say again?
Like seeing your quarterback jaw with some of the guys on
Oh, absolutely. We love a little feisty, you know, like getting scrappy. It's, you know, it's again, it's a part of the culture. It's the, you know, knock it forward. You know, we're always moving forward. We're moving together, and we're, you know, 11 is 1.
You were part of a Super Bowl team. Have you tried to implement some of the habits that you witnessed while you were on that team here?
Sure. I mean, it's just, again, it's just the hard work day to day. It's just working together and striving to be the best you can be for your teammate and for each other. It's coming together as a team.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.